We're officially past the 2026 trade deadline and coming out of the All-Star weekend, and the NBA gave us some clarity and confusion at the same time. Let's start with the biggest name in the league right now, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the Milwaukee question. Giannis says he's committed to the Bucks, his words. As of today, I'm committed. This is my team, and I love it. You will never hear me say I want to trade, but here's the reality. The Bucks are 21-30. They're 12th in the East. Giannis hasn't played since January 23rd with a calf strain. And league sources say Milwaukee did listen to offers before the deadline. Teams like the Golden State Warriors, Miami Heat, Minnesota Timberwolves were monitoring the situation. Nothing happened, but the door isn't closed. It's just pushed to the summer. Giannis compared winning a championship to eating a great steak. You want that steak again. He won in 2021. He wants another bite. Giannis isn't lying. He loves Milwaukee, but this isn't about loyalty. It's about leverage. As of today, is powerful language that he decided to use. If this team doesn't climb into serious contention after the break, this conversation explodes in July. And if he ever truly becomes available, that's a franchise-altering moment for half the league that might be interested in trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, and this is why I kind of also get scared, because the Knicks have such a great thing going on and can really use a guy like Giannis. And the reports were that over this last offseason that he was saying, do whatever it takes to get me to New York. And I really don't want to see the current New York Knicks team getting blown up. But I can't imagine, especially in the NBA where players move all the time, big names move all the time. I can't see Giannis starting the 2026-27 season with the Milwaukee Bucks at this rate, unless they really take a swing during the free agency period and get some guys in.
I don't believe the Giannis. Oh, to be in Milwaukee now. I'm not buying it.
Especially
he's going to get moved during the summer unless the Bucks, pull a miracle out of their ass.
With professional athletes, that kind of statement rings so hollow. But especially in the NBA, where guys like LeBron, who you would see in the NFL stay with one team his entire career, or with baseball stay with one team for a vast majority of his career, especially if it's in a big market, I can't take that seriously, especially in the NBA.
Speaking of things you can't take seriously, the All-Star weekend, that happened this weekend. Was it competitive again? I mean, for the first time in years, the All-Star game felt kind of real. U.S. versus the world format seemed to work. Anthony Edwards took home MVP and played like he meant it. Victor Wembanyama was visibly upset after blown defensive assignments in an All-Star game. That hasn't happened in a decade. Even Damian Lillard, fresh off an Achilles rehab, won his third three-point contest and inspired Steph Curry to announce he's entering next year's competition. The league doesn't need a lot of gimmicks. It needs stars who care. And this weekend proved when young stars take ownership of the moment, fans respond. So maybe they could get enough of the young guys to want to be in these games. But the dunk contest, I know Keyshawn Johnson won, San Diego State Aztec, right? But the dunk contest wasn't on par. I didn't even think they had the three-point contest. They ruined the skills challenge last year. I just think it's going to be a lot of years of young guys trying for people to be on board at the All-Star weekend again.
I think you're getting into a generation now, especially with the Edwardses and the Wembayamas, that the biggest complaint of the last couple of years is throughout the All-Star weekend, the biggest stars haven't participated. So whether or not these guys are being catalysts, and if it is true, if Steph Curry is going to do the three-point contest next year, if you see the guys like Edwards and Wembanyama starting to participate in the All-Star Week festivities, then maybe that might get some of the older guys to get up there and do it as well. So there's a lot of things that can happen. The All-Star weekend for me, for the NBA, has just been so watered down and so bastardized over the years that it draws no interest from me at all.
Let's look at the second half of the NBA season now. After post-All-Star break of the power shift, who's actually in control? At the break, here's what stands out. Oklahoma City Thunder, 41-13, still number one, but Shai is hurt, and the West feels more fragile than dominant. The Detroit Pistons, 39-13. They're young, they're physical, they're fearless. They've bullied contenders, including the Knicks. Boston Celtics are 34-19. If Tatum returns close to 100%. They're right back in the East driver's seat. Denver Nuggets at 34-20, still dangerous, still Jokic. But depth and injuries are concerns. And the Cavs, James Harden era has started hot, 4 straight wins, 9 of 10 overall. That move might quietly be one of the most important at the deadline, even though you and I both thought, I don't know if you want to give up as much as you have to make that deal potentially happen. But so far, so good for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, and for the Cavs, I mean, that's more of a win now, and then if you win, it's great. Then you can just get rid of James Harden kind of move, and that's kind of where we both fell on that. And Boston's had a couple of bad games. They had a couple of really rough ones against the Knicks here recently. Denver's still hanging around. The Pistons are very quietly one of the better teams in the NBA. So that's the Pistons are a scary bunch.
The other big story, of course, in the NBA is the tanking story. Commissioner Adam Silver addressed the elephant in the room, tanking. With up to 10 teams clearly positioning for lottery odds, the league is considering heavier fines, revenue penalties, and possibly adjusting when lottery odds are locked. Utah is already under scrutiny. Sacramento has lost 13 straight. Indiana is, quote, protecting assets. Draft system isn't broken, in my opinion, but incentives to play well are. If teams believe that losing is smarter than competing, the league has a structural problem, and Adam Silver knows it. Unfortunately, Adam Silver doesn't come up with too many great ideas, and Adam Silver has mentioned about just abolishing the draft in general. That is a massive problem.
Yeah, that would be an absolutely flagrant violation.
Flagrant foul. Give him the foul.
I mean, that's just so bad. And now we're hearing stories that gambling companies, not that they've been named, I think we can kind of guess who they are, that have some sort of impact in the league are starting to get really annoyed and starting to call the NBA office about these teams tanking because now it's hurting their business as well. So I said it on the show on Tuesday, the legitimacy of the NBA has never been lower than it is right now. You had the gambling probe earlier this year, like right as the season tipped off. Now you've got this. I mean, it's been an ongoing issue, but these issues are starting to pile up in a ridiculous way for the National Basketball Association. It's a dead sport right now.
We'll talk about the second half next week.